What's happening, y'all? Amy Nicholas back again. I got pretty good amount of views on my last video sharing my favorite passive income source, which is shooting stock video footage and selling those clips online for profit. And I thought it might be helpful for you if you're interested in doing this as a side hustle, side income, hobby, like it started out for me, that I tell you how do you actually get started, okay? So first things first, you will need a camera of some sort. And nowadays, a lot of people can just use their cell phone because if you have something like a newer iPhone that's got the two cameras or the three now with the iPhone Pro 13. I don't know what Android has, but I'm sure they have something similar. If you have a camera like that in your cell phone, then you're in business. Okay, that's first priority number one. You can also invest in, there's point and shoot cameras out there. There is DSLR cameras out there. There is, high end video cameras. But if you're just getting started, use what you have. Like look around you. Do you have a good cell phone? Does your spouse, partner, friend, whatever, somebody else have a good cell phone that you can borrow just to make sure that you're not investing money up front and deciding later that this isn't for you. That's what I recommend. You don't have to worry about audio because your clips, 99% of the time, you will be removing the audio when you're editing and uploading your footage. Because when people purchase stock video footage clips, whether it's time lapses, kids getting on a school bus, people talking like business people, you see these footage clips, they are removing the audio for that because whoever's going to buy that clip is going to insert it into their own project. Maybe they have a voiceover, maybe they have music, whatever it might be, but they're not going to need the audio from your footage, which is nice. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to invest in a microphone or any kind of recording equipment for audio. What else? You should have a tripod of some sort, okay? Because these footage sites, and I work exclusive with Pond5, they do not want shaky footage. I mean, we're talking, don't look like an amateur. Don't be like, look at my footage of my, amazing ducks in the pond or whatever. You need to have a decent tripod. Okay. It doesn't need to be like anything expensive. I think my first tripod that I ever bought was like 35 bucks at Walmart or something. This one I think extends to like almost 6 feet tall. But whatever fits your budget. And then you'll also want to get yourself, if you are using a phone, get yourself something like this that's got an adapter plate for a cell phone. Okay. Cool thing about this one that I got is you unscrew here and it opens wider. So you can fit a really wide phone in here. I have the iPhone XS Max. So that's holding that in there. And then it just slides right into my plate here on my tripod. And bada bing, bada boom. We're in business. Okay. So get yourself those couple of things. And like I said, you don't have to spend a ton of money on this. If you already have a tripod, and technically, I say to invest in a tripod. Technically, the stabilization features in these cell phones is so good now that you'll be able to create really smooth handheld shots, just like very, very smooth without seeing like camera shake because they're so good. The technology has gotten so amazing on these cell phones that on a lot of shots, you could probably get away without having tripod. But we want to just put our best foot forward. It's been a good, let me think, 10 years, 10 years since I applied to be on Pond5. I'm not sure the exact process nowadays that they verify you and say, okay, now you can upload clips and stuff. But you still, when you're starting out, put your best foot forward, put your best stuff out there, make it smooth, no handheld stuff right now. We want to look at, want it to look good. Okay. So camera, tripod, little adapter here, and editing software. Okay. If you have an iMac, awesome, because you have iMovie. If you have a regular desktop PC, Windows, I recommend Movavi. It's spelled Movavi. I was able to pick up the digital download of that software for like 60, 65 bucks. And I've got it, I purchased it twice because they only give you like access to one computer. So I've got it on my desktop that I'm on right now, and I've got it on my laptop. And last I checked, I think it's still in that price range, like 60 something dollars, maybe 70. But it hasn't gone up too crazy. And for what you're going to be using it for right now, you don't need anything fancy. Like I used to invest in Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, all this like fancy stuff. And I realized I wasn't using like 90% of the features in there, so it kind of became pointless. But in Movavi, basically, you're just going to need the ability to trim clips, remove audio, and color grade a little bit. By that, I mean if your video is a little bit overexposed, a little bright, you can turn it down in contrast. You can change the color temperature a little bit, kind of even out the white balance, make it, if you're outside shooting and your footage came like back yellow. There's like this time of day, like high noon, where you might look yellowish. You can kind of fix those little things in post, as we call it, or during editing. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to get started. So if you didn't have anything but say like the cell phone, you could probably pick up these little guys. These little adapters are, I think I paid like 10 bucks, something like that. I think I got this one at eBay. And then tripods, like I said, it's been a while since I bought a tripod. I would say they're somewhere in the, if you're talking low end, somewhere in the $40 range. They go up to several $100s, but we just need a basic one. So adding that together, you're somewhere around 50 bucks. Okay. And then your editing software, if you can't find a free version anywhere. And back in the day, I used Windows Movie Maker. I don't know. It was very limited back then. So I don't know if it's improved enough where you can do the things I mentioned that you'll need the editing for. But you can check it out. There might be some other free versions. Some of the online editing softwares, they will allow you to trial run for like a week or two. And you can use that just to get your stuff, going. And then if you decide you like it, great, you pay for it. If you don't, cancel it. But at least you can kind of try things out for free. Like I said, or the Movavi is somewhere in the $60, $70 range. So you're talking to get started about 110, 120 bucks, something like that. If you already have your camera / cell phone / maybe you have a DSLR sitting around or something. But yeah, it doesn't take a lot. You can invest in all the fancy stuff later. I've got some lights behind me I invested in recently. I've got a new Sony RX10 Mark IV. It's a point and shoot, but it's like top of the line, like DSLR quality. Not like cheap. Yeah, and if you want to get into fancy tripods and gimbals and all that sort of stuff later on, cool. But let's just get started, right? Make sure you enjoy it before you go spending crazy money. Because it adds up fast, really, it does. And yeah, that's pretty much what you'll need to get started. I really, after being with 4 different agencies that sell stock footage, I really can only recommend Pond5 as being worth your time and make you some money. The rest of them, either went out of business that I was in, or they just really do not appreciate their contributors. And I've had my clips sell for as little as 25 cents, which is ridiculous. Like, I don't even sell my clips for $25 on like Pond5 because I can set the price there. So go where you are appreciated and you can make the most money. Okay. When I first got started with Pond5 like 10 years ago, I really didn't think they were one of the big players in the game, but I decided hey, I'll try them. And I tried a bunch of other ones. And, a decade later, they're like in the top ones still standing. So I was like, okay, cool. And I actually made the bulk of my sales from there. And if you look at like what I actually earn per clip, it's way higher on Pond5 because I have control of the pricing. Whereas I don't really know of any other stock footage site that you can control your prices. Most of them are going to tell you, hey, you're going to put your footage up and we're going to sell it for this. You know, whether they have like a subscription thing going or somebody has certain license agreement they're paying for, it's just going to fluctuate and you have no control. So that's why I recommend, starting with Palm 5 and then all the gear that I just mentioned. Nothing too crazy. Get going, start shooting, what to shoot. Like in the beginning, you're going to feel like, well, at least I felt, like I was already doing this before I knew it paid. I was always running around years prior with a video camera and shooting things that were like in nature, or we went on travel and did vacation stuff, whatever. Like I just had this urge to like film what I was seeing, and that's kind of like a good basis for starting stock footage. But there's so much variety and so many things that you can film. I was surprised because I started to study other portfolios. I started to study what was selling in the marketplace. And I was surprised that just simple shots would sell because it had what's known as commercial value. Like as simple as, I've seen shots sell where you have the camera pointing down and somebody is texting. Like that's it. That's all that's happening in the shot. But because somebody can use that in their project and not have to actually like whip out a camera, set up the lighting, set up the tripod, all that stuff, then they're just going to buy the clip because it saves them time. And think if they have to buy, or if they have to go through like hundreds of clips, they're just going to buy what they need and not have to like take a camera around to a bunch of different, locations maybe, or just film it themselves because it takes so much time. So maybe in a future video, I will go over some topics of like what to shoot, if you have like too many ideas and you don't know where to start, or you have like no ideas and, you're sitting there with your camera like, whatever it is. But yeah, if you're interested in that and you want some specific topics, you want to know maybe how do I figure out what's selling in the marketplace, let me know. Comment down below, ask your question, and if I see that there, I will make another video about that and give you some tips on how to get started with actually like what to shoot. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful for you, and leave a like, smash the like button, subscribe, because I'm going to keep making more videos about this. This is my passion project, and I love doing videography stuff. So I love to talk about it. And I love talking about gear, and I love talking about, cameras and going out and shooting and just having fun. This whole passive income, which is not passive in the beginning, by the way, but this whole passive income source is, for me, it just combines a lot of things I love. Travel, being out in nature, seeing wildlife, videography, learning my camera. Because of shooting stock video footage, I actually started to get more interested in photography because I realized that photographers are, they're very in tune with what their camera can do. And like, that is super helpful if you learn more about the photography side of things and you understand lighting and apertures and things like that, and you get an understanding of that. It can help your videos dramatically. So anyways, leave a like on the video, and I will be making some more content about shooting stock footage, how to make your first dollar online, and give you some expectations, like how many clips do I need, when does that first dollar come, how do I get paid, all that good stuff. If you have any questions directly about that, put them down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.